Good evening and welcome to News Night on Metro TV. Up next is the headlines. In the headlines tonight, Citizens Coalition set to picket at the office of the Auditor General Monday morning to protest the AG's failure to exercise his constitutional powers against personnel or institutions over wrongdoings. Telecom workers suspend their scheduled strike till Wednesday, September 7, to prevent Ghana's telecommunications system from a shutdown. And 42 persons in the grip of the Ashaiman police for carrying out various forms of attacks at Stoneboy's Ashaiman to the World Concert. And international news tonight, Mali releases 3 Ivorian women soldiers considered mercenaries. The soldiers had flown in without permission, according to Malian authorities. Hello again, and thank you for joining us. The news is live on DSTV on channel 277. Also, you can follow us Facebook, Twitter at Metro TV Ghana. Now to the details. Citizens Coalition, a coalition of civil society organizations, is set to picket at the office of the Auditor General on Monday morning, 5th September. Now, the group had earlier petitioned the Ghana Police Service for this purpose. There is more in the following report.
The picketing will be in protests of the Auditor General's failure to exercise his constitutional powers against personnel and institutions over wrongdoings. The day has been tagged as Red Monday. Specifically, the protesters would register their displeasure against the Auditor General's blatant refusal to use his surcharge powers. This came up after the AG released some of the 2021 annual reports. Meanwhile, Occupy Ghana, a pressure group, has also threatened to sue the Auditor General and the Attorney General over their reluctance in surcharging and prosecuting persons incriminated in financial irregularities after audits. The group said that since the appointment of Johnson Asiedu Akuamoah in the stead of former Auditor General Daniel Domelevo, it has noticed an inexplicable reluctance on his part to disallow and surcharge. The Auditor General is reported to have issued only one disallowance and surcharge since the assumption of office in 2021, despite fingering individuals for various financial offenses in its reports. This Occupy Ghana finds not just ridiculous and farcical, it is false and contrived.
Right, so there's more on this story, so let's turn to the video wall for more of the concerns being raised by the coalition. So the reason we are angry, as according to the group, is that there is a clear determination of misappropriation of funds, yet we have not seen the Auditor General exercising his powers of surcharging disallowances. There is no basis why these surcharges and disallowances should not be applied, because that is the only way to discipline people when people are doing these kinds of things. They are worried that they are going to be held responsible if they do not follow the rules. Also, a total of 17.4 billion Ghana cedis in financial irregularities have been flagged by the Auditor General in his latest report submitted to Parliament for the 2021 financial year. This presents a 36% rise compared to that of 2020. The audit showed that lapses in the management of public finances led to losses of 1.080, that's over 1 billion in 2021 by ministries, departments, and agencies. Now, the Auditor General cited 19 past and current judges of Ghana's Superior Courts for acquiring state vehicles, a move that contravenes Regulation 158 of the Public Financial Management Regulation 2019, LI 2378. So the regulation states that the principal spending officer of the covered entity shall obtain written approval of the Minister for transfer, exchange, sale, donation, contribution in kind, etc. And also, in the absence of approval from the Minister for Finance, we recommend that the auction should be nullified and the vehicles recovered. So these are the concerns. Right, so now we will take a look at the membership of the coalition. All right, so these are the members of the coalition. We have the Ghana Integrity Initiative, GII, Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, Media Foundation for West Africa, and the African Center for Energy Policy is also part, Imani Africa, Africa Education Watch, and Star Ghana. And we have to look at some more members of the coalition. Send Ghana is also part, TUC, we have IDEC, Parliamentary Network Africa, One Ghana for Movement, or One Ghana Movement, Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, GIBA, and Netright Ghana. So in other news tonight, the mayor of Accra, Elizabeth Kwachu-Sake, has implored traders who ply their trade on the streets to desist from the act and move to the demarcated marketplaces. According to her, persons who buy on the streets are equally culpable, just like the traders, and will be made to face the full rigors of the law.
Everyone should go into the market. Market women without shirts should contact the AMA for relocation. Shop owners who have not made proper use of the outlets will also be made to vacate the market.
Siteti pana cholo shigenti ganyo jimi miwe ganjo gbani nyenu o shigenti mokotano don ejake.
No one should be found selling on the streets. Trading on the streets is prohibited, and anyone who also buys on the streets is equally culpable, just like the traders on the streets.
Ni one use the opportunity na no ha mefe ni yogama na mi ke me ni baba aka mba he ni anuhia ke bia ne ko he ni yam gbajegba he ni mota jela mi e bo hu wo ba amobo. Bo hu wo ba amobo na gbe no ni ta on kefita he me fe ni ya jela mi na me ya shio na me afio somo won ha me lebi ngmadie pa kashi pawo.
Also, preachers in the market have between 6 to 7 a.m. each morning to preach. Anything above that is against our bylaws.
7 o'clock amekpa bona feni meni banutuma amena jomoni kashi na menya mekatunie meni honi hu ame joma ka mechi na me honi koni mofia manya atu enutumo ejake.
And moving away from that, the Telecom and IT Professionals Union has suspended their scheduled strike until Wednesday, September 7, pending the outcome of a meeting with their employer and the National Labour Commission. The decision prevents Ghana's telecommunications system from a complete shutdown from Monday, September 5. The union consists of telecom engineers, technicians, information technology, that's the IT people, professionals, and other allied workers. These personnel are mostly outsourced for their respective roles, and they manage the key technical operations for 3 major telecom operators. These operators include MTN, Vodafone, and Airtel Tigo. So their key demands include immediate recall of the targeted members of TIP whose contracts have not been renewed by the employers by mere association with the union. And then also immediate recall of all targeted union leaders who are part of the current Joint Standing Negotiation Committee and Subcommittee negotiating the 2022 CA and salary increment. You can see it on our screen what their major concerns are, but we need to speak to Adam Agbebo, who is going to tell us more about this, the grievances of these workers. So, Adam, good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, and good evening to your viewers and listeners.
All right, so Adam, what was the outcome of the meeting with your members, prompting you to place the strike on hold till Wednesday?
This was not an easy decision, but then as law-abiding organization who wants to make sure that we go accordance with the law and based on the assurance from the National Labour Commission that come this Wednesday, they will bring finality to this matter. We are very respectful people, and so we trust and believe that the new panel of NLC would give these guys justice. And out of the respect we have for them, we have decided to comply with their directives, to hold on with the strike till Wednesday.
Right, so Adam, kindly bring us up to speed with the progress made at the recent meeting with the employer, the Labour Commission, and also what your expectations are for the Wednesday meeting.
Okay, thank you. National Labour Commission invited the union, I think Thursday, so we honored their invitation Friday, 10 a.m. And so at the hearing, the National Labour Commission asked the union to give them chance, after listening to all parties, asked the union to give them the opportunity to deal with this matter. Mind you, we went there with evidence and everything to show the bad faith management has shown, and also the fact that there was a deadlock. Management went to lie that there was no deadlock. So the NLC gave both parties the opportunity to go that same day to conclude the negotiation and send them the final letter, which we have been chasing for over a month. So the NLC directed us to go and do that. And out of that, we were able to conclude that meeting with management as well and sign that joint letter and submitted it to NLC, which they acknowledged before close of that Friday. So basically, what NLC tried to do was to help us achieve one out of the 3 items, which is the joint signing and submission of the matters that we read deadlock on with regards to salary increment and CA negotiation. Then the second item on the list, which is the payment of the golden handshake. The union was able to tender their evidence. As the result, what we are referring to as the award itself that the NLC gave us, in addition to 3 different directives, in addition to those award that the commission gave after the employer failed to comply, and the union have written several to the committee. So, we have about 3 rulings still compelling the employer to comply, but they have been adamant and are still adamant. So the commission said since they are a new panel, they would like to take hold of the document and study so that Wednesday they will make a definite ruling on it. So in a nutshell, we can say they were able to do 1.5 because they've taken the evidence, and so they were going to work on it. And then with regards to the termination and recall of our members, we had a couple of discussion on it, and the NLC directed the union to make it a different petition and send it to them as early as possible so that they can deal with that one as well too, and then provide other evidence to back the claim of the union that these people were victimized because by their mere association of the union. Mind you, discrimination is one of the most serious offenses that the 1992 Constitution has found out, and is one of the things that these employers have attempted to do. So the commissioners were not happy anyway. You can see that they are willing to deal with this matter since it boils on discrimination. And so the union was advised to go back and gather every evidence and submit it to them so that they deal with it. And so with that, we were able to get some middle level. And so they pleaded also that we give them, they are not asking us to call off the strike, but they are asking us to give them opportunity as a new panel. And also this is the first time meeting the union and the management. So as a law-abiding people, we've able to, it was tough. We have to engage our members considering the fact that the employer continues to be intimidating these guys. Mind you, they are threatening them, calling them that if they go on strike, they will sack them, they will not renew their contract. It's a direct provocation, but look, we know these are, what do you call it? These people are not law abiding. We will not let them drag us into the gutter. We will listen to what NLC has said, give them the benefit of the doubt. And we are hoping Ghanaians are also watching that after Wednesday, when we don't have a definite ruling or have these matters brought to conclusion, then Ghanaians will know that yes, we have once again given our commitment and we have been disappointed. And we believe that when we take any action from Wednesday based on the outcome of the NLC directive, which is not fair to us, then Ghanaians will understand and sympathize with us. But I've always said that all these issues don't need to arise because in the first place, what has necessitated this? It is the monopoly of one company over such sensitive operation in this country. And as you know, Airtel Tigo has been acquired by government of Ghana. So in this case, government itself is also complicit. Why have they allowed one company to monopolize the telecom space in terms of managed service? Who does this? And so I always say it's not about union, telecom and IT professionals going on strike or not. It is about how we have risked the whole telecom infrastructure, which most companies ride on. The risk we have placed on it by giving it to one company to be playing monopoly, that is the root cause of all these agitations that, or what we are seeing, anxiety that our strike is trying to create. Because workers, we have our right to express exercise our right, or express our grievance in the manner that we ought it to be. But the point now is that we have a situation where we are one and we are being bullied by a company who does not believe in organized labor. And so this fight, even after they settle this one, will continue to happen unless that monopoly is broken. And we are calling on government to take the first step.
All right. So, Edda Magubo, we're grateful. He is the General Secretary of the IT and Telecom Professional Union. You're watching Newsnight on Metro TV. We'll return shortly. Right, you're watching Newsnight on Metro TV, and let's go back to our earlier story on the Citizens Coalition, a coalition of civil society organizations who are set to picket at the office of the Auditor General on Monday morning, 5th September. So the group had earlier petitioned the Ghana Police Service for this purpose. And we now have Ato Bonfo, who is a member of the coalition, and we'll speak to him right away. Hello, Ato, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Right. Could you confirm if the picketing holds tomorrow as scheduled, and what is to be expected?
Well, the picketing is happening tomorrow, 8 a.m. tomorrow. We all meet at Children's Park, and from there we'll march to the Auditor General's office and hand over our petition.
So, okay, one would think the Auditor General, by releasing the report, has done a considerable work for which other institutions could take up to deal with the wrongdoers. Don't you think so?
No. You see, the law
Yes,
prescribes
continue.
that when he finds errors, he surcharges the officers that have misapplied funds. And that's the part that we are holding him to.
And you are
Because
sure that hasn't happened? The surcharging has not happened?
as we speak, we don't know that. But we've had, since the picketing came out, we've had a preliminary contact, and it looks like they've done some work. But the picketing is going to come off, and then following that, they would show us what has been happening. But basically, it should follow immediately after the exit conference of the audit, unless, of course, the exit conference takes some time to happen. Because with every audit, the moment you are done, you give the client your report, and then he may have answers to some of them. So for us, once it's been issued, we are assuming, for want of a better word, that the exit conference has happened. So we will pick it tomorrow to put pressure on him to surcharge, as he has said, some monies have been misapplied. Following which, when we have our meeting, then things will be clearer for us. But we think at the moment what is necessary is for him to surcharge insofar as he thinks that some people have misapplied public funds.
All right, so Ato, would you be satisfied at the picketing grounds when you were giving indication or clear indications that people have been surcharged? Would the meeting disperse them?
We don't intend to stay there the whole day. We just want to mount a protest for him to know that we need this to happen. It is not a personal or an emotional fight. We believe we are all in this corporate Ghana enterprise together. So we just need him to apply the law as it is prescribed for his job.
All right,
So once we get an indication that that is happening, that is the answer we are seeking. But if you remember, in the last 2 years, since the exit of Mr. Domlovo, you would realize that unless something else is happening that's holding back, we are not seeing the surcharges. We're only seeing the reports of X amount in billions that have been misapplied.
All right, so Ato, we are grateful for your time. Ato Bonfo is a member of the Citizens Coalition who are planning to stage some kind of picketing at the Auditor General's office tomorrow. To other news on Newsnight, the National Communications Authority has announced its decision to roll out some punitive actions against users who have not registered their SIM cards. So this new move is expected to take effect from Monday, September 5, 2022. There is more coming up. Stay tuned.
According to a statement signed by the authority's Director General, outgoing calls and data services for a sequential batch of numbers will be blocked for 2 days weekly on a rotational basis. These measures shall exclude blocking of SMS to give defaulting subscribers the opportunity to initiate registration if they so wish. Subscribers who fully registered their SIM cards within the period they have been blocked will only be unblocked by the MNOs after the 48 hours to avoid the MNOs tampering with their systems intermittently. Part of the statement read, the authority further asked MNOs to liaise with the Electricity Company of Ghana, Ghana Water, and other service providers to ensure that their data-only SIMs are registered duly. The Director General also directed the MNOs to configure their systems to facilitate the use of passports for non-resident Ghanaians until December 31, 2022. MNOs shall put disconnected selected SIM cards in a holding category, and current subscribers of these SIM cards shall be given 6 months to register their SIM cards, failing which these numbers will be churned by the MNOs.
And portions of Wapuli-Chereponi-Yendi Road destroyed by floods have been fixed. The destruction left many residents stranded and several businesses were affected. We are joined by Shiraz, Seed of Seidu, a resident, for an update. Hello, Shiraz. Good evening and thank you.
Good evening, sir.
All right, so what went into the reconstruction of the road?
As we all know, Chereponi-Yendi Road is a major road that if it so happens that anybody cannot fly the road, it brings the whole thing to a halt. So as it happened some 3 days ago or 4 days ago, the DC together with the MP, the DC Hajia Zuwera Nakobu Nashiru, and then the current MP, Honorable Abdulrazak Tahidu, they put their heads together and started putting things in place to see how best they can restore it. And God being so wonderful, yesterday they were able to restore it, and the cars have started flying it to Chereponi and then from Chereponi to Yendi.
Okay, so give us a clear picture. How bad was it? I mean, how did it affect business and the normal life of the people there?
In fact, in terms of its negative impact on business activities and other economic activities within that particular area cannot be overemphasized, because when you are going to Togo, from Yendi you are going to Togo, you have to pass through that road. When you are going to Wapuli before going to Saboba, because there's another road linking Wapuli to Saboba. So if you are someone who is traveling through, to Saboba through Wapuli, you will definitely not be able to pass through that side. And you can imagine all cargo cars, passenger cars, and what have you all have, when the incident happened, had to pass through Gushegu before getting to Yendi, Tamale, and what have you. The same way all other travelers who were moving up north, especially from down south to up north, Chereponi, they had to also pass through Gushegu before getting to Chereponi. And the road from Yendi to Gushegu is one of the best routes around that area. But from Gushegu to Bintri to Chereponi is even worse than what we have currently with regards to the Yendi Chereponi road, aside what happened the previous time. Right.
So now that the road has been fixed, how is life getting back to normal in your area? Tell us about that.
I think it has been a very big relief for the good people of Chereponi and all other people within that enclave, because the whole of yesterday and today, all cars have been moving through that road. And as at the time the incident occurred, passengers had to pay extra because traveling from Tamale to Chereponi through Yendi was shorter as compared to traveling from Chereponi to Yendi and then to Gushegu before getting to Chereponi. So the passengers had to pay extra fare. But now that the place has been restored, or the issue has been restored, people are now a bit relieved because they are not more paying what they were paying some 2-3 days ago.
Thank you, Shiraz. Shiraz, Seed of Seidu, is a resident from the northern region, and he was bringing us the good news about the fixing of the Wapuli-Chereponi road. You're watching Newsnight on Metro TV. We'll be back in a moment. And now the One Ghana movement has in no uncertain terms condemned what they describe as the recent arbitrary and unconstitutional and forceful closure of Oyiripa FM and TV stations under the purported authorization of the Kumasi Traditional Council. According to the group, they do not consider the radio commentary as defamatory of the chiefs in any way, and therefore wishes to draw the attention of the revered chiefs to the fact that only the Republic has a constitutional right and by law through due process in a court of competent jurisdiction to hand out sanctions of any criminal nature to the people. The group further called on all Nananum to channel their efforts and influence at stopping and punishing illegal mining activities. They also called on the President of the Republic to, by himself or through the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, educate and caution chiefs generally against such conduct which is in violation of the rights of the citizens. So coming up next, right now, the business news. And in our business segment tonight, the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has approved the inclusion of nuclear technology into the country's power generation mix. The move, according to him, is in consonance with the global collective commitment to the sustainable availability of power and the peaceful exploitation of nuclear energy for the benefit of our citizens.
The move, according to the President, is in consonance with the global collective commitment to sustainable power and the peaceful exploration of nuclear energy to the benefit of citizens to enhance rapid industrialization and propel economic growth. It will be recalled that in 2008, Cabinet took a decision to include nuclear energy into our country's energy generation mix and pave the way for its inclusion in the national energy policy and strategy. This led to the establishment of the Ghana Nuclear Power Program Organization to oversee the implementation and coordination of the nuclear power program. In a statement, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said 2 other key institutions, namely Nuclear Regulatory Authority Ghana, an independent nuclear regulatory body, and Nuclear Power Ghana, a project company to take up the role and responsibility as an owner-operator, have been established by government. The statement stated further that the government of Ghana has adopted the content of PCR as a reflection of nuclear power infrastructure issues in the country.
Now to a bit of education on what an insurance claim is. An insurance claim is a formal request to an insurance company for compensation against loss or damage to an issued item or risk. So a paid insurance claim serves to indemnify a policyholder against financial loss. According to the Insurance Brokers Association, insurance firms are well capitalized to handle insurance claims in Ghana.
As little as maybe 500 cedis can get you a whole house insurance, an insurance for your house. Basically, all you have to do is approach an insurance broker, and if you do, the broker will assist you. We'll look at your budget, we'll look at the coverage you need, and we'll make the necessary insurance arrangement for you. So again, it depends on your specific insurance needs. The insurance commissioner called for a recapitalization of the various companies, even including insurance brokers. And gladly, most companies have been able to meet those requirements, and so I can say that the insurance industry is well capitalized. What this means is that obviously they have the financial capacity, they are solvent, they are liquid, and they will be able to pay claims, because insurance is basically about claims. And so once they are well resourced, well capitalized, then basically I want to encourage the public to have trust in insurance, because once they are capitalized, then you are sure that they will be able to pay claims basically.
And some oil marketing companies have started increasing prices of petroleum products at the pumps. This took effect from September 2. They attribute the surge to the sharp depreciation of the cedi in the last 2 weeks.
Market leaders Gold and Total Energies are selling a liter of petrol at 11 cedis 55 pesos and diesel at 14 cedis 50 pesos respectively. The increase is far higher than what had been projected based on numbers from the Association of Oil Marketing Companies released earlier this week. The increase in the prices of petroleum products by GOIL and Total Energies indicates that petrol has gone up by about 3% per litre, whilst diesel has shot up by 7%. More OMCs are expected to follow suit in the coming days by adjusting their prices upwards. The increase in the prices of petroleum products is largely due to the sharp depreciation of the cedi to the dollar in the last 2 weeks. The Institute of Energy Securities put the depreciation of the cedi at over 10% during the last 2 weeks. During the period, the international benchmark saw a 1.68% price reduction over the previous pricing window's average price to a current average price of $96.72 per barrel from $98.38 per barrel in the previous pricing window. It further pointed out that whereas the prices of petrol has fallen by 5.87% and that of liquefied petroleum gas by 3.28% on the world market, the Institute of Energy Securities projects that the price of these products will rise at the pumps. During the last pricing window ending August 31, 2022, prices of fuel rose marginally.
Up next is the sports news. And we begin with the good news first because the Black Galaxies are back in town. Ghana secured her qualification ticket to the 2023 CHAN Championship to be staged in Algeria after beating arch-rivals Nigeria 5-4 in penalties in Abuja yesterday. The team has since arrived in Accra, and head coach of the Black Galaxies, Anna Walker, described their victory as a close-shaped one. Now here are highlights of the match. And that's the sport. We'll return shortly with an entertainment news. And as we look at some entertainment stories, and veteran actor and a member of the creative industry, David Dontor, has advised individuals in the entertainment industry to take advantage of financial packages that to cushion themselves when at the peak of their careers. He made the remarks when the National Insurance Commission engaged some persons in the creative arts space on Friday.
The engagement by the National Insurance Commission with some personalities in the creative industry is part of efforts to deepen and educate public on annuities. In an interaction with some stakeholders, Dr. Justice Yao Ofori mentioned that annuity arrangement provides a way for creative players to earn something while on retirement.
We realize that a lot of people after retirement, they find it difficult to survive after they taking their second-tier lump sum. They are then forced to rely on only the contributions they made to SSNIT. Annuities is a guarantee of constant income over your lifetime. And we think that instead of taking your lump sum and not knowing how to manage it, it's good to give it to a life insurance company that can manage the funds and guarantee you a monthly income for the rest of your life. And at the end of the day, also give you death benefit upon your death.
One of the lead advocates for the commission is veteran actor David Donto.
Whether you like it or not, there will come a time you will not be strong enough to work. And at that point in time, if you have something to fall on, it will really go a long way to help you, your family, and the entire community, entire society. And that is why annuities, I'm sure, has come, to really help us. I will entreat all of us to engage ourselves in it and sign on and do those contributions and make sure that we also live comfortable lives after retirement.
An annuity is a contract between a person, usually a retiree, and an insurance company where the insurer agrees to make periodic payments to the owner, starting especially from retirement of the individual.
And the Ghana Police Service says it has picked up some 42 persons at Stonebwoy's Ashaiman to the World concert. The suspects, who are currently in police custody, are said to have carried out various forms of attacks against unsuspecting attendees. The musical concert, hosted by dancehall artists, took place at the Sakasaka Park in Ashaiman last night, September 3. In a statement released by the police, some of the suspects are reported to have, among other things, attacked some of the fans with toy guns, cutlasses, knives, scissors, and other offensive weapons at different locations towards the end of the concert. Some of the items found actually include 2 toy pistols, 10 mobile phones, 5 cutlasses, 5 jackknives, 3 pairs of scissors, 1 wig, and a tablet. The police have therefore assured that all those found culpable after investigations will be made to face the law. Right, and we have some international news for you tonight. Do stay in a moment.
At least 20 people, including women and children, have been killed and food aid destroyed after Al-Shabaab militants attacked several vehicles in Somalia's central Hiran region. In a statement, the Al-Shabaab says lorries attacked were carrying food supplies for a group of local fighters who have been backing the government's offensive against them. The UN warns that worse was yet to come. Togolese authorities have announced the release of 3 Ivorian female soldiers detained in Mali since July. The 3 soldiers were released on humanitarian grounds and are part of a group of 49 Ivorian soldiers detained in Bamako since July 10. According to Malian authorities, the Ivorian soldiers are accused of being mercenaries, while Ivorian authorities claim they were on a mission to support UN forces in Mali. Discussions are now focused on the release of the remaining 46 soldiers. The German government agreed on a 65 billion euros plan to ease pressure on households as Russian gas supplies dwindle and energy bills soar. Chancellor Olaf Scholz says Germany would have sufficient energy to see through to next year after Russia stops supplies of gas to Europe via the Nord Stream 1 pipeline. 4 people have died under mysterious circumstances in a clinic in the Argentine city of San Miguel de Tucumán. Health Minister Carla Vizzotti reports that the Legionnaires' disease had been identified as the underlying cause of double pneumonia in the recent deaths.
Now, before we go, let's look at the closing headline. Citizens Coalition set to picket at the office of the Auditor General Monday morning to protest the AG's failure to exercise his constitutional powers against personnel or institutions over wrongdoings. And telecom workers suspend their scheduled strike till Wednesday, September 7, to prevent Ghana's telecommunications system from a shutdown. "42 persons in the grip of the police for carrying out various forms of attacks at Stonebwoy's Ashaiman to the World concert. National Front, Mali releases 3 Ivorian women soldiers considered mercenaries. The soldiers had flown in without permission. And that's it for this edition of News Night on Metro TV. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again. I'm Issa Morning.